Hey everybody, today we're going to check out my demo using our new Damage drum kit. This kit is super punchy and aggressive. I wrote this chunky, riffy metal track, complete with over-the-top guitar solo, why not? And I used mostly the close mics to get a really tight metal sound, but this kit is actually very flexible and ambient sounding too. Everything in the drum kit is deeply sampled with left and right hand hits, which makes for super realistic performances. It's got 2 kicks, 3 snares, 4 toms, beautiful sounding hats, crashes, a ride, and a china, all played with the tip and the butt of the stick with tons of dynamics. And there's a bunch of presets created with our Heavyocity signature sound design. And it was all recorded in our new Heavyocity live room, which was a perfect match for the sound we wanted to capture. In the engine, you'll find close, overhead, room, hall, and crush channels. Crush for that heavy, pumping, compressed sound that everybody loves. As well as tons of plugins per channel to tweak each drum even further, and our 3-flavor punish knob in the master section with a bunch of other effects. So why don't we just get right into it and do it? So I'm going to play this hellish track, and then we'll take a look at the drums, the kits, the sounds, and all that good stuff. Ready, go. A nice soothing melody for the soul. Cool, all right, let's do this. Let's take a look at the drums soloed. All right, I'm gonna open this up so we can see the MIDI, and then we can sort of see what's what. What do we got? So there's these pads, right? I set my own kit up. Like I was saying in the intro, there are a bunch that we've already made. Organic, Damage, these are my sort of homebrew. So I made stuff drier, I moved drums around to different pads, and so kicks, left and right, and then I put the snare here. And I also put the snare up here. So you have I'm a guitar player. And stuff like hats, which is a really open hat. So that's on F1, and you'll notice it says hi-hat, hyped, tip, meaning the tip of the stick, and it's looser. So that really works with that metally kind of open, bashing your face in sound, which I like. Crash. Second snare, weird place, just worked out for me to put it there. Tighter hat, another crash, another crash. Oh, what do we have here? Nice chunky tom. If you look at the pad over here, you're going to see China crash. The other toms are up here. And very dynamic. So that's basically the kit that I'm using. So if we just sort of play from here. So in that figure, I'm sort of just bashing away on double kicks. Right? And then snare, and then the open hats, and then I added this figure with the toms. So on all of these sounds, these are just how we recorded and mastered the kit. But as I trigger a key, you can see you have all these effects. There's compression, transient, shaper, there's a filter, there's overdrive, and the cool thing is you can actually select whatever you want. So if you wanted to add additional reverb, you can add it on the channel or on the snare here. Take that overdrive since we don't need it and go to reverb. Pretty wet. Just a cool sort of ambient reverb. So if you take a look up here under mix, we've got close. There's overhead that I'm not using. Brings a little more body into the kit. Some room, which is actually adding a really nice fat sort of fat wet sound to the kit. And I chose not to use the hall sound, but it does sound really good. And I do have some crush in there. That's like the super compressed, mangled sound. So beyond just adding additional effects like reverb, shaping the transient, filter, EQ, per drum, right? You also have the individual channels that you can sort of master to your own liking. If you want like a really dry kick and a really wet snare, it's already in the samples. All right, so let's continue playing. And here I'm sort of swapping between different hi-hats, right? So we've got these, which are open but not fully open. And then the second half of this, they really open up, so you can hear that. And then up here, these are tighter. So you're going to hear a crash into it. So why don't we add some elements to this? I played bass. It is, I'm not a bass player. Some guitar. That really does go on forever. So the drums definitely cut. I like that dry sound. That was just, you know, my choice. You could obviously load in any different kit that would be much wetter or further back. There's, you know, even these other NKI types. Like if you know anything about Damage 2 that we released, it's using these same engine. So you can place drums all over the stage. For this, I went sort of down and dirty and didn't use that. I'm just using the kit designer. And down here we have a whole bunch of loops. Which can be very cool for a breakdown or inspiring, you know, like an idea. Again, I was sort of early on writing a track to do the walkthrough to show you guys what this is, and just grabbed the kit designer and, you know, chose the drums I wanted to use and just got a sound that really worked. And then I played the guitars and the bass and just had fun with it. And I feel like it really sits well in the track. So if we pick it up from this ridiculous guitar solo part. ending with the big kick drum and the snare, and the bass, which works. All right, so let's take another listen through. We don't really have to explore all these guitar parts because it's just raw, crunchy guitar. So other pages that we can take a look at. In the master effects, if you're familiar with our virtual instruments, we have Punish, and with Damage 2, we introduced 3 different flavors. I'm still using like the lightest one. It still adds a lot of sort of body and tightness, and I have it pretty cranked up, a little past 12 o'clock. There's a little bit of EQ going on here, not much. You can see there's gain and frequency. I think I'm scooping a little bit here, pushing a little bit here at 9.9K. So just a little touch here and there. Let's see. And with that Punish all the way up, it gets like super compressed and poppy. It's a cool sound. Let's check out some of the other settings. So we've been spending most of our time on the settings page, you know, where you have all the pads, but there's more. And if you have Damage 2, you'd be familiar with this. This is where you can sort of make your own kit. Let me get on the right MIDI channel. Brilliant. So you can see this, if I click on it, it tells me, oh, this is the kick drum bucket, so to speak, and I'm using the right pedal from kick 1. And then this one is left pedal. So that's how you get that very sort of versatile. There are 2 different pedals that we used on the same head, but they sound different. And they're very punchy. The snare. So for instance, right, I have this saved, but if we wanted to say, try a different snare. Here's my snare left hand. It's a hype snare. If I wanted to use the right hand, that sort of gives me the preview when I click on it, and then I drop it, and it's there. So if I click on this, you can see I'm using the hyped hi-hats, and it's the tip, and it's the loosest. We could go with looser instead of that. And then if we play the kit, it's not as open sounding. I think you really need those splashy big hi-hats to make it work. So I'm going to flip back to what I had. And we'll take another listen through, and that'll do it. Yeah. And this is the end. All right, everybody. That's our new Damage kit, and I hope you guys really dug it. It's a lot of fun and kicks some serious ass. Can I say that? You can check it out at Heavyocity.com, and make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also, I just want to say thanks so much for tuning in and watching. Take care.